Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so freaking excited to have you here. So yeah, I've had a little break. I'm sorry. Consistency and commitment is not my finest trait, and I'm really working on that. And I'm really wanting to grow this channel. I love making videos. I think it's the easiest way to navigate, to find the videos that align to you, and I'm really passionate about really supporting you on your awakening journey. Also, my ego was a little bit of play, and I do have a request for you. If you do like my content, please send me a message in the comments. Please share it. It just really supports me in creating more of this, because I really know I'm not just screaming into the ethers. Someone is actually watching and getting breakthroughs and downloads and insights. And if you have the space, I would really appreciate you doing that. And if not, all good. But if you can, that would be incredible and really supports me to produce more and more of this free content. I feel I listen to some of my incredible favorite podcasts that now have to pay for, and I get it, because it takes so much energy to create free content. But I really want to keep all my content free, just because I know sometimes it's not accessible to pay, sometimes it's not a priority. So to do that, I would really appreciate your support, sharing my videos, and commenting your takeaways. So thank you. And now I'm going to get into today's episode. It's super juicy. I am talking all about the magic of the work that I'm doing. So I'm doing a sex, love, and relationship certification with Layla Martin. If you don't know her, highly recommend. She has an incredible YouTube channel actually with so much information, and you can also find different interviews with her all over the place. But the thing for me is, wow. I'm going to talk about relationships. I'm going to talk about magic. I'm going to talk about intuition, because something really wild happened. And this happened to me before not to this clarity. So I talk a little bit about aspecting. I run workshops. If you're interested, send me a message. I also have access to a recording of it. Otherwise, it's where you embody, there's two pillows and you're one pillow, and then you call in someone, or someone just shows up, you're open to whoever, and then you have a conversation with them, and then you say what you need, then you switch pillows, you embody that person or entity, and then as you talk as them, and then you switch, you talk as them, and then you switch and switch, and that's aspecting. And I teach two different types. I teach the yang and the yin, and that's just from personal experiences. The yang I learned from ISTA, International School of Temple Arts, which, oh my God, is so mind-blowing. And I don't know if I've made a video about it. If I haven't, I will, because I think highly recommend, one of my life-changing things that I've ever done. So yeah, and so today, part of the certification, we have to coach and be coached, and the module this week was all about relationships. And I'm really happy in my relationship. I'm in a relationship of my dreams. It's like a freaking fairy tale. It's kind of like Pinch. But there are still parts of me that want to self-sabotage, right? And then when I get into that energy and that mindset, or that whatever, I don't know if it's reality or if I'm creating this self-sabotaging thing, right? And I'm sure some of you can resonate. If you can, type in the comments, let me know. Otherwise, yeah, it's I don't know. It's wild, it's a wild thing. I get really spiral, and then I start really projecting crap onto my boyfriend. And then I'm like, am I projecting, or is it true? And it's my intuition, and I get really stuck in that. And then when I'm really in a good place, it's rainbows and unicorns, right? But then there are still times where I go and then I question, and I'm like, wait, is it a dark time? is it self-sabotage or is it intuition? Like, I honestly can't tell. So during my certification, I've been like, oh, my relationship's so great, I don't really need to look at it. But the past 2 modules, I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to focus on it and see what happens. Because like, when else am I going to have this opportunity to really focus on my sex, love, and relationships, you know? Because I feel like I have a really, really incredible relationship to sex, love, and relationships now, prior to even this certification, because I had a lot of things happening and awakenings. And that's when I actually channel my course Unleashed, which is mind freaking blowing. Like, oh my God, it is why I met my soulmate and we're in a relationship, right? But then there's still parts of me that are like, soulmate, I'm scared. So this week I focused on the relationship, and it was really interesting things that came up. And today's session, because we do 2 sessions a week, today's session was mind-blowing. Like, I didn't know where it was going. At first it was a little bit wishy-washy, but then we do this process, and it's a little bit like aspecting, but it's not. There's other things involved. And it was wild. Like, at the start, when I shared with my partner, then I embodied my partner, and then like, he was fully triggered, and then it just triggered me, and then I was just like, I don't want to be in this relationship, this is bullshit. And then I spoke from space of compassion and gave him like spaciousness, and this is just in the process, not real life. And then he had the chance to respond, and then it was just mind-blowing. Like, what he responded was like, whoa, real deep, right? So then I was like, whoa, like, wow, I wonder if this is true, because you always question, you're like, is this real? And there's so many, like, I've had so much evidence for it is like something shifts. And if you believe in like energy and souls, and like you're talking to their soul, they receive it telepathically, you know, without the conversation. So then I played this out. It was like on the subconscious level, my brain wanted to test and be like, is this shit real? You know, like, my brain wanted to see, like, it's like, was that real? So I literally played out the argument that I had, and I'm like, but I was so triggered, and it was so weird, and I'm like, I can't believe I just did that. And then I ended up like hanging up on him, such a drama queen. And then I sat and I was like, wow, I just made up a story. Like, what he said, I made it mean something, and that's not what it, like, that's not true. I know it's not true. So then I called him back and was like, hey, I'm sorry, I just made up the story, and the yada yada yada. And then we like totally had the same conversation, except it wasn't as deep. And I think because some of it like is still like so hidden from, like, he's delayering what his, how do I say it? Like, there's like these subconscious things at play that he hasn't even tapped into. And it was like, and this is just one example. Oh shit. One sec.